Hi, this is John here from GPS Training. What we're going to do in this short video is look at the best top-end GPS units for the tail end of 2020, Christmas of course, and then the spring of 2021. So what GPS units have I put in this category? They're all Garmin GPS units. The sat map I put in a separate video when I look at the best large screen GPS units. So what have we got? We've got the Garmin Oregon 700, which is a touchscreen unit. We have the GPS Map 66S, which is a button GPS unit. GPS Map 66i, which I'll talk a little bit about in a few moments time, which is also a button GPS unit, and the all new GPS Map 66SR. Okay, which one are we wanting? Are we wanting either a buttoned or a touchscreen GPS unit? That's the first thing you need to think about. If you do a lot of cycling or you want a multi-activity GPS unit, the Oregon 700 is the one that we should be looking at. Oregon 700 is a really nice multi-activity GPS unit. As you see, it has these profiles on it, various profiles, so you can set this up to act differently in each of the activities that you do. Also looks quite smart on a handlebar without the aerials sticking out to the top. So if I was looking for a multi-activity GPS unit, or I do most of my walking in summer, e.g. I don't want to be wearing gloves an awful lot of time, the Oregon 700 is the one to go for. Again, it's been with us a few years now, so some of the features we now find on the 66S we don't find on the Oregon 700. But again, it's still a good it's still a good GPS unit from Garmin. GPS Map 66S, 66i and 66SR. GPS Map 66S I always put in the past as the best button GPS unit currently on the market. Again, works alongside the Garmin Explorer app, which means that we can take out the PC and Mac out of the equation. We can download routes directly onto our mobile phone and wirelessly transfer those onto the 66S. Again, great competitive. These two are exactly the same price. So again, if we're looking for a top-end GPS unit without spending a fortune, 66S is certainly worth considering. GPS Map 66i has two-way satellite communication built into it. You can see it's got an SOS button on the back, and therefore we can send messages, SOS messages, and we can also send text messages when we're out on the hills. So you are going off-grid, the GPS Map 66i is certainly worth considering. Other key thing with this as well is it got a built-in battery. These two units still run off AA batteries, but now we've got the built-in battery. Now, Garmin's saying this battery is going to last like 36 hours of battery life, which I always take with a pinch of salt. I always divide by 2, everything that Garmin tell me. So 18 hours of battery life, and again, this is actually my GPS unit. I'm actually getting 18 hours of battery life when I'm out and about in the hills, using it to navigate, using it to its full potential, and using the two-way satellite communication. So I really like the idea of that built-in battery. It performs very, very well in cold temperatures. And again, if you can afford the subscription that works alongside it, you are having to pay about £180 a year for that subscription. So again, you pay on a month-by-month basis. That's really for the base package. So again, just be aware, if you are wanting a two-way satellite communication, you do have to pay a subscription for that. I think the big key changer that's come along is the GPS Map 66SR. This is the same as the GPS Map 66S, but it's also different. Other key thing now is we've got the built-in battery. The built-in battery exactly the same as we found on the 66i. Again, 36 hours of battery life is what Garmin are stating. Well, let's divide that by 2, and we've got 2 good days walking when we're out there. Other things to think is that we can take our power pack with us and keep these things powered up when we're going off grid. The key thing is with the 66SR, it's the first multi-band GPS unit that's hit the market. These work off the American and the Russian and also the European satellites. The 66, this works off the American and the Russian satellites, but this 66SR is multi-band. It works off the American GPS, the Russian GLONASS, the European Galileo, the QZSS, which is the Japanese, and the IRNSS, which is the Indian satellite system. So we're now working off 5 satellite systems on this GPS unit. The other key thing with it is that it's also got what's called a topo-active mapping, as the 66i does as well. So if you do go overseas, you've got some really good quality mapping, which is updatable as well. So it's it's the multi-band, so we've got 5 bands of satellite. It also works off 2 bands on that. So again, instead of just working off 1 satellite band, which all the other units do, this is multi-band. So it compares one signal against the other one and gives you a more accurate signal. So again, if you're getting bounced back off trees or off buildings, you don't get that with a 66 SI. It's really, really key. Accuracy is second to none. So the main difference are we've got the multi-band on it, built-in battery, and we've got the topo active mapping on there. So which one would I go for? It's quite an interesting one really, because I suppose it depends on your personal requirements. If you want the 2-way satellite communication, I would go for the 66i. If you're a multi-activity user and you use it for cycling and walking, or mainly for summer walking, I would look at the Oregon 700. But then for the majority of people, I would have that. I would choose between the 66S or the 66SR. 66SR is a little bit more expensive, so therefore, if you are looking at, I'm buying a little bit more on a budget, even though I'm looking at a top-end GPS unit, go for the 66S. If you can afford it, I would go for the GPS Map 66SR. So really, personally, I would look at Oregon 700, that multi-activity GPS unit, or the 66SR if you're looking for a button GPS unit. Benefits of buttons are we can use it in winter with our gloves on and when we're out about. Again, we've got the topo active mapping on this, we've got the multi-band on it, and I really like that built-in battery there on the GPS Map 66SR. Next thing we need to consider is what mapping that we've got on there. We say we've got this topo active mapping, which is okay, but in the UK or Great Britain, we're looking at Ordnance Survey mapping, so we need to buy some mapping to go with it. We've got a number of options, is it? Most simple is a GB 1 to 50k map card, or alternatively a GB 1 to 25,000 map card. Most simple option is buy a map card. Again, which one's better? Of course the 1 to 25,000 mapping better. That shows field boundaries, that shows open access areas, but it is considerably more expensive than 1 to 50,000 map card. A standalone product's £149.99. £349.99. That kind of shows where they sit. But again, when you buy it bundled in with your GPS unit, please buy it bundled in with your GPS unit. You get it at a discounted rate. Biggest mistake people make is they buy the GPS unit, buy it from wherever, and think, oh, it's a lot cheaper there. Then they realise they've got no Ordnance Survey mapping on there. When they go to buy their Ordnance Survey mapping, they find they've got a big bill. Buy it bundled in with your GPS unit and you buy these map cards at a discounted rate. So either map cards are suitable and will work in your GPS unit. 125,000 better, but again, it's considerably more expensive. You will get away with 1 to 50,000 mapping. You can walk with a GPS unit with 1 to 50,000 mapping because you're either on the path or off the path. If you're not on the path, walk 5 yards to your right, and now you're on the path. So you can get away with that 1 to 50,000 map card. Other options to think of is you can get what's called a Bird's Eye Plus voucher. A Bird's Eye Plus voucher enables you to download 25,000 square kilometres of 1 to 25,000 mapping. That's the size of Wales and the Lake District put together, but again, you can download as many small sections as you want. So what some people do is buy a 1 to 50,000 map card, buy a Bird's Eye Plus voucher, and then you've got the best of both worlds. You've got a full GB 1 to 50,000, and then you've got 1 to 25,000 mapping in the areas that you want to walk in. So again, get in touch with ourselves if you've got any questions regarding the mapping. Other key things that you get here from GPS Trains, we give you a quick start guide. We set the unit up for you, and we give you a quick start guide. This is the one for the 66S. Again, taking you through what you need to do, how it all works, how you use it, how you navigate around on the menus, etc, etc. So again, we give you that quick start guide to get you going. The other thing we give you in the box is we give you some instructions about how to plan routes on your PC or your Mac. So again, Garmin Basecamp is the route planning software, step-by-step guide taking you through how to set up Garmin Basecamp, where to get it from, how to plan routes on it, and that's all there within it. Again, please make sure that you let us know if you're a PC or Mac user, because we have different instructions for PC users and Mac users. The other thing you get is what's called our Go Support package. In the Go Support package, you get telephone support, email support for the first year, you get access to our online resource. The online resource has videos about how to use your unit and also how to plan routes on your computer. For units like this, we've got over 50 videos of how to use these GPS units, step-by-step guides taking you through what you need to be doing. Normally that would be £50 a year just for the online resource. The Go Support package is well over £100, but you get that free when you buy your GPS unit from GPS Trading. So to summarise, the best GPS unit, top-end GPS unit for end of 2020, spring of 2021. If you're looking for a touchscreen GPS unit for multi-activity GPS, multi-activities, use the Oregon 700. Buy the Oregon 700. If you're looking at the button GPS unit, if you can afford it, consider the GPS Map 66SR. If you're looking at just wanting to save a little bit of money, look at the GPS Map 66S. If you do want the two-way satellite communication, don't forget you will need a subscription for that to work. Look at the GPS Map 66I. If you have any questions about these products or any other products that we sell here at GPS Training, please do get in touch. We're only a telephone call away.